Hello, my name is Dr. Richard Leslie Parrott, and we are going to work together for the next 12 weeks. We're working on two subjects. For the first 6, organizational culture. And for the second, organizational politics. And the two really do go together. In fact, you've got to understand the organizational culture so you can change it, but to do so is going to require a lot of political skills. And your political skills will be dictated to a large extent by an understanding of the organization's culture. We're going to unravel all this in the next 3 months together. I want to show you something to get us started. I've done this with hundreds and hundreds of leaders. It's a great way for me to help you grasp what I understand by leadership. Here is an object. If we were in a large class together, you could respond. I'd say, describe it, but do not name it. And you would say things like, oh, go ahead, say something now. Describe that, but do not name it. I've done this enough to know I can hear you. It's round, it's hard, it's dimpled, it's got a logo on it, it's got a core in the middle. And at some point in the midst of describing the characteristics of this, somebody's going to say, yeah, and if it slices, you have to take a long walk. And all of a sudden, we move into another realm. Because now, we are not describing the object as it is. We're describing the potential of the object. And that's what leadership is about. Seeing the potential. Being in love with the potential of the object, of that organization that you are called to lead. And to do so, it means you've got to understand it as it is, so you can see the potential of what it can be. In organizational culture, we don't look at an organization and its culture because we're anthropologists, we're just scientists. No, we look as leaders. We look to see what is the potential in this organizational culture. What's the good, the bad, the ugly? What can be used? What can be revisioned? What needs to be cleansed and changed? Those are the issues we look at when we're dealing with organizational culture. Now, with that in mind, what is organizational culture? Every organization, whether General Motors or the First Church down on Center and Main, has a set of tacit assumptions, of hidden, sometimes explicit values, of expected behavior patterns, of stories that hide some of the truth and exaggerate other pieces. All of that together becomes the culture of that organization. In fact, it's almost like they have their own language. And you as the leader, reality check, are an outsider to that culture. And you've got to learn what makes it click. You've got to learn to embrace it so you can deal with it and change it. Here's the issue. You have to represent the culture and then re-present the culture. That's the challenge of leadership. Let me give it to you in a very simple piece that I just love. 2 pieces of paper. Here they are. If you were here, I'd have you write this yourself. Wonderful Trevecca purple. Here we go. Ready? One side. Let's see. I got to get it over the picture. Right there. Truth about today. What are the assumptions? What are the values? What's the good, the bad, the ugly? What are the stories nobody wants to talk about? What are the ghosts still hanging around? What are the issues that are buried down deep in this organization, this church, or this business? Other sheet of paper. Far more popular in leadership. Vision. Oh, I've got to get it squared away. There it is. Okay. Vision for tomorrow. This is the potential. This is what we can do. This is what we can be for the glory of God. This is what we can do for the greatness and possibilities of the kingdom, or to help our stockholders, or to advance our cause, whatever that may be. Now, here's leadership. Ta-da! What do you have to put in between to get the truth about today to become the vision for tomorrow? There are certain values at work here. Which ones can stay? Which ones need to be revisioned to help move toward the vision for tomorrow? That's a simple picture of leadership. We're going to do this in two ways. Here's how it works. We're going to do it from a business standpoint. Now, the culture of a business is based on two things. All businesses, all cultures for business. One, people get paid. This is a big deal. It changes the entire culture because people get paid. And second, profit is the bottom line. It has to be. Profit is the bottom line. You have other values, wonderful values that determine how you will make the profit. All those things are good. We'll talk about them. But finally, profit is the bottom line. That's the culture of business. We're going to study organizational culture as business. You're going to do that in reading of two very fine books, and we'll get into that in another video. Okay? And you're going to respond to those weekly in the readings. And that's how we're going to look at it from a business point of view. I've taught that to a lot of people and dealt with a lot of businesses. I suppose 400 or 500 businesses that I've worked with in this area. But we're going to do something else. This is Trevecca. Many of you are involved in ministry. Most of you are taking this class because you want to be further involved in ministry. So we're going to look also at organizational culture as it applies to ministry organizations, churches, faith-based organizations, social services that are rooted in faith, those kinds of things. And the root of all faith-based organizations is different. The culture begins at a different place. You don't have paid employees, you have volunteers for the most part. Volunteers. Second, profit is not the bottom line. Faithfulness is the bottom line. Now, you have to make a profit. You've got to have some money in the bank. You've got to raise the money. We'll talk about all that. But finally, faithfulness is the bottom line. These differences, paid employees, volunteers, profit-driven, faithfulness-driven, make a huge difference in the culture. And so as you read the part about business, I'm going to be translating it through the lectures and videos that I'll provide into how does that apply to a ministry setting. It's going to be a great course. I am really excited about it, and I'm glad you're here. I will help you every step of the way. Now let me tell you how this works. You have 3 major assignments. I will walk you through. I have a video. I have good instructions. I got rubrics. I do all that stuff. I just do that stuff. Okay? Secondly, if you get into trouble, you contact me personally. I want you to do your best. I want you to take something home with you in your heart and your soul and your mind that really helps you make a difference. And third, and I just have to tell you because I wish I could look you in the eye, I really do know this stuff. In addition to all those businesses, I have worked with probably, probably 300 or more pastors and ministry leaders in either seminars or at the doctoral level. I directed a doctoral ministry program for a number of years and taught courses in this. And I know how this works. I know how to teach it so you can get it and take it home and make a difference. Now, if you have questions, don't wonder. Just let me know. And I will do my best to make sure we have good instructions all the way along. Last thought on this opening piece. Here it is. Kurt Lewin. Marvelous, marvelous name. Ought to tuck that one away somewhere. Kurt Lewin. You cannot understand a culture until you try to change it. That's what leadership is about. Leadership is about change. Always about change. That's what leadership processes are about. Management is maintaining what's going on, and they support leadership, but leadership is about making a change, turning the truth about today into a vision for tomorrow, seeing the potential in the organization and making it happen. I look forward to working with you. Thanks.